Hi guys, and welcome back to another update video. So this is the update video for June. So I just want to welcome all of you guys, the new guys that have come in, and also the old guys for sticking with me. But basically this update video, and all my update videos, are just to give you a kind of idea of what happened last month. I'll kind of quickly talk about that stuff, and what's going to be coming up in the future months. So there's going to be a format change to this as well. As you can see at the top, there is now a kind of text, I guess, which will tell you what kind of section we're in. So if you're only interested in, for example, the medieval stuff, which will be like the Dakr Ages and Let's Build Riverwood, or the medieval tutorials, that kind of stuff, it'll be in the link, the kind of description below, what kind of times you need to go to, and you can just click on those, and it'll take you to the times. So it means that you don't have to kind of watch through the whole thing if you're not interested in the other stuff as well. But if you do stick around, at least you then get a good idea of everything that's going to be coming up, as well as answering your questions as well. Like kind of frequently asked questions will be answered in this video as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is the H-44 Super Battleship tutorial. So that actually took me 5 weeks, and it is going to be my longest tutorial I will ever do. Doing it obviously took a huge amount of time, but it sacrificed everything else on my channel, and has actually damaged the channel in a way. Instead of actually having a growth line, usually I'm kind of growing, quite steadily. It's really difficult to show you guys. If that was kind of the normal, I'm usually just kind of going over it, so I'll gain more subscribers than I did last month. Those kind of things, it's dipping the other way, and that's because the H-44, because I haven't been able to record normal tutorials, I've had to kind of, the Dakr Ages has just been thrown out the window. Everything has pretty much been destroyed and just ignored because of the H-44. So there will never be a tutorial that long. It's just too long. That's quite simply it. It was a real pain. In parts of it as well, I was actually tempted to just quit YouTube. So if you think of it that way, that's how kind of difficult it was for me to actually do that tutorial, and it will just never happen again. There will never be one longer than that, tutorial wise anyway. I do have a build which is almost twice the size of the H-44, but there'll just never be a tutorial ever, and that's it. There won't ever be any question of it. If you guys just keep on bugging me about like a bigger one, for example, I would just ignore them completely, or just ban you if you keep on asking, because it gets really annoying. It starts to really get to you in a way. But that still at least has been done. That's out of the way. That was kind of like the biggest one that I've kind of got to do, I guess, in a way. So that was quite nice to get out of the way. But hopefully you guys are enjoying that tutorial, if you decided to build it or not. Okay, so we're now on to frequently asked questions. These are the kind of things that I get asked time and time again. So if you guys are, before actually thinking about asking them, I'll kind of put them in here so that at least you guys know it, and I'll keep on adding to it every month, every time I kind of get them, or I'll just cover the same things. Probably just cover the same things, to be honest, for you guys that are kind of new. But number one, that's always kind of requested, I probably get about 10 of these a day. What texture pack am I using? The texture pack is in the description. Always. That's pretty much it. It's always in the description. All you need to do is just literally just go show more, and it's down there. I used to put in the link directly to the texture pack itself. The problem with this is, for example, John Smith Legacy, the actual link to get to there is now kind of gone. The actual website's gone. Also, if anybody then moves it around, I then have to change like hundreds of videos. If Sphax, for example, change their download thing, I think I've got about 250 videos with Sphax with a direct link in there. I would have to go through and change every single one of those. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going texture pack and then the name. So all you have to do is just copy the name, shove it into Google, kind of Google search engine, and you'll be able to find it. Just do like Minecraft, blah 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 blah, texture pack or whatever like that. I do obviously have my own texture pack as well now, LD Modern, but I'll go on to that in a different kind of section of this video. The next one is what music is in the background. Again, description. It's always in the description. It's part of the actual licensing, what you have to do with royalty-free music, or at least the ones that I use. It's kind of as long as you get credited for it, it's fine. They allow you to use it. They allow you to monetize the videos, which is where you get the kind of little stream of money from kind of YouTube and people watching your videos. So that's part of the actual legal stuff as well, actually putting it in, as well as good practice. So both the texture pack and the music are always in the description, before you guys ask about that. Another one that I get asked quite a lot is, can you upload your request list? Can you put up your request list? I can't, because it's ridiculously huge. I've got an Excel document which has now got over 1,000 requests of just builds on there. Basically every week or at least every day I get like 5 to 10 requests, maybe new requests, some of them are repeats, most of them are repeats now. That always comes up, so there's no way that I can actually get an accurate figure for you guys to actually look at. Instead I'll just do like a video of the ones that I want to do, because at the end of the day, if I don't want to do it, I won't do it. For example, Hogwarts, still got tons. You know, there's a like joke going on with me and Jag, which seriously, like, it is one of the most requested things. It's like requesting somebody to build the world. You know, it's too big. It's too big. It's too complicated. There's too much detail. You get so much hate if anything's wrong. I'm not that into like Harry Potter type stuff, so I wouldn't go into those kind of films. I wouldn't go into the schematics, all that kind of stuff. I'd just do the rough exterior. What would happen is you'd get huge amounts of hate. Be like, well, this isn't accurate to the actual TV show. This isn't what it's in the books. And you'll get that. So there's no way in hell I'm ever going to do that. I'm still keeping tally of it anyway, just to see how ridiculous it goes up and how much is actually being requested. So yeah, that's why I can't actually upload that. What I'll probably do when I start to kind of do releases, or I might get a few builds done. I've already got a couple in the background done. So what I might do is I might kind of collect together the ones that I've already done and say, which one would you like as a tutorial soonish? And yeah, that would be quite good as well. Another one that I get asked a lot is, when is ... build coming out? And that one gets kind of asked about 2 to 5 times a day maybe, and it's really kind of starts to get quite annoying, because I did the vote video last month to see where you guys were at, and I've actually had some really kind of non-pleasant messages come back, you know, saying like, oh, well, that's so unfair that you've done a vote video, why can't you just do this one for me? I do the stuff for the majority, you know. I've actually had people that have said, you know, I'm going to subscribe unless you do this tomorrow. Well, tough. So unsubscribe. You can find other stuff. I do the stuff for the majority. I do those vote videos so that you guys can actually see the results as well, to see where the kind of community is actually looking at and what they want as well. That's kind of why I do those, so that you can literally, you get to influence what actually happens on the channel, but also you get to see what other people kind of wanting, that kind of community type stuff. So that's why I do those. But there can never be a kind of estimated time. I'm not going to try and rush the tutorials. If you've now seen the H44, everything in the formatting at least, I'm a lot more happy with. I think it's a lot easier to follow for you guys. And I want to do that with all the other ones. If I start rushing tutorials, you'll just get complete crap and you'll get just stuck, frustrated and annoyed, which is not what I want at all. So they'll kind of come out less than they have been in the kind of past, I guess, when I was doing them every week. There's just no way I can do that anymore. It's too difficult to do with the kind of level of video editing that I've started to add to it. Another one again that I get asked is, can you do more of such and such content? My channel is, you know, a bit different, because a lot of kind of YouTube channels and YouTube Minecraft channels especially, for example, like Jamsy Boy, those kind of people, you know, Jeracraft as well, they're like in the medieval section. And I do both. I do the medieval stuff and I do the modern stuff and I do the Star Wars stuff. I do lots of different things. I do lots of different formats as well. I don't just do, for example, Vidact, which I've started to follow quite recently, does really, really cool kind of time lapses, mainly kind of medieval themed. But he doesn't really do too much of everything else. He's kind of got, that's like his main chunk, like 90%, and then he has the other videos where he does like plots and stuff like that. What I do instead is I have such a mixture from, you know, tutorials. You got the time lapses, which is both in, you know, the Dakr Ages and also Dakr City. You've got the kind of let's build type things. I've also started doing survival. I've got the stuff that I've got time lapse wise with Jag Thunder. My channel is quite a big mix, and what I'm trying to do with my channel is I try to make it so that you get a bit of different content. I try to split it out. So when people say, do more of this, I hate that stuff, and I did actually have a comment on the H44 already saying, this is crap, I hate modern ships, don't do any of these anymore, do sailing ships. Which is an opinion, which is fair enough, but the way that it was done was incredibly rude. You know, you don't just go like, oh, I know that it's taking 40 hours, but fuck you. You don't do that. It's not like respectful. So that guy got banned straight away, just for being incredibly disrespectful. If you did, for example, you know, say like, I like how much time you spent into this, it's really good. It's not for me. you know, are we going to get a sailing ship out soon? That's like a nice comment. I'll reply to that. I'll say like, yeah, I'm working. Now I've worked on that. I might be having one coming up in the future. That's the way to go about things in life. You know, you don't just go up to someone and go, douchebag, do this for me. You know, it won't work. Whereas if you be polite, then it works kind of a lot more. But my channel is got a lot of different little bits, so that's why a lot of the stuff is spread out, and it might not just be a solid chunk of stuff, I guess. But that's pretty much it for the most frequently asked questions, at least. I don't want to kind of fill up this section with too much for you guys. I also have a new PC as well, so I actually got that a couple of days ago. But basically I've got 64 gigs of RAM, which is ridiculous. I spent quite a lot of money out of it, not actual YouTube money, because you don't really earn that much from YouTube at all unless you're really getting in like 1 million views a day or something like that. So it's mainly out of my own money, but I kind of wanted an upgrade, which will kind of help you guys as well with the video quality. But I have got an NVIDIA graphics card, so I've got ShadowPlay as well, which for you guys that don't know, ShadowPlay is kind of like a really good recording software. Usually when you do recording with your PC with Bandicam, Fraps, those kind of things, you basically get a 50% frame rate drop. So you go from like 100 FPS to 50. So if you already started out with, you know, not great FPS, you know, maybe you're doing it on 30, which is absolutely fine for normal playing, but if you go to record, you get 15 and it's all choppy and horrible. It's really hard to play. ShadowPlay kind of only has a tiny little bit, so you might go from like 100 frames a second to like 98, something like that. You don't notice it. What this does mean is that obviously I've got to set up all my new all the software and stuff like that. I've got a couple of licenses issues at the minute with the actual software that I use. I've got to sort out something. Bandicam, I think I can just copy it straight over. It's like a thing. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember how the IDs work, but that'll be fine. That'll be for the other recordings that I can't use ShadowPlay for, but I'm mainly going to be using ShadowPlay now. Which will be quite nice, but I'll put the specs for the PC in the description. It is a monster. I mean, my heatsink for it is like this big. It's like it's huge. It's just pretty much the entire top of the PC is just like a water cooling system. So that's really good because it'll give you guys like higher quality, especially now that I'm uploading in 1080p. My internet got upgraded as well, so I've now got fast enough internet to do 1080p. I've now got a fast enough computer to record it in really, really high definition. So you guys are actually going to get a kind of improvement on all of my videos, which will be really nice, as well as my editing getting better. So that's pretty much it for my new PC. And now on to the tutorials. So what's going to be coming up? Obviously last month I just kind of had almost a lack of tutorials completely. This month there's going to be a lot of small tutorials, hopefully. I want a break from the big tutorials because of you know, the H44. I'll probably just take a break in general, you know, and just kind of take it easy for the next couple of weeks because of the H44 again. But there's going to be a lot more small tutorials. There'll be a lot more medieval ones. Hopefully going to get some new planes. I need to build new planes. I haven't got any at all. Usually last time I built like 50 in one go and then split up the tutorials over like a 4-month period. And just worked my way through those as tutorials. I've got none. I'm starting completely fresh, which would be quite nice because everything else will kind of look better, I guess, because of all the stuff that I've learned before and all that kind of thing. So it won't be kind of rushed and pushed out. I'll just kind of take my time and make sure I get those. So there's going to be a lot more of those. Also Halo tutorials. I'll probably do a couple of those, the smaller stuff. Not going to do that frigate, which is huge. I haven't played Halo, haven't got a console. Not interested in one. My PC's better than any console that you can get at the minute. So, and I can record and edit and stuff and do all the other stuff. So it's, you know, I'm not going to get a console. I won't be getting, you know, the Xbox One or PS4. I've got the Mega Machine, so it doesn't really matter. So those kind of things. So I don't really know Halo stuff. So I've got a lot of my request list, which I'll basically look at. Although I have to look at gameplay for the Halo ones take a while because they're quite complicated. Pelican was really easy. There's tons of like schematics and stuff. It's the other ones. I think the Hornet, is it? I can't remember at all. But I think the Hornet, that would be quite interesting. So there's going to be a lot more tutorials coming up. Wide variety as well. I hopefully get some planes and some smaller ships as well. I want to get some small ships like speedboats out. Something like that. Those kind of like little small ships and small yachts. Those kind of things. That would be quite nice to do. Just as kind of like the commercial side as well, because I haven't really done much on that side. So there'll be mainly small tutorials. Obviously the format as well has changed, especially with the big ones, with having the layer number, I think, up here, maybe? I think the layer number is up here, somewhere around there. If you have a look at the H44, it's got the new formatting for big tutorials on it. Quite cool. So yeah, that's kind of like the main format thing. World Painter tutorials as well, hopefully I'll be starting on those again. Not really sure what I'm going to be doing with the World Painter tutorials. I might just do... what I might do as well with those kind of style things is me making a map and recording it all the way through, talking about what I'm thinking about, what I'm trying to get, and then do just a map download for that, because I probably won't use the map. But to show you guys the kind of thought process to go through testing out the map and looking for things to edit, all those kind of stuff, that might be quite useful, because, you know, I can give you all the knowledge to do the specific things, but if you don't know how to put them all together, then it doesn't really make any sense, if that makes sense. I don't know. But hopefully, yeah, we should have some more of those. If you've got any suggestions as well for World Painter tutorials, feel free to kind of post them as well, because pretty much all of those, especially the later ones, are all requests. You know, the rivers one, somebody just said, can you make rivers? And I was like, maybe. And I tried it out and you could. So, you know, there's stuff that I like to mess around with and actually get those out. So hopefully we should have more of those, some more medieval, more modern, more kind of, I guess, Halo and sci-fi stuff. There'll be more sci-fi stuff, Star Wars stuff, there'll be more Star Wars stuff. All of that kind of stuff's going to be coming, which will be really nice. Medieval tutorial-wise, I should have 2 castles coming out. I built 2 small castles. It's not the Dakr Dale's castle, that's too big. The Dakr Dale castle, one of those towers, it's got 4 big towers. My small medieval house, which was 50 minutes long, can fit on the top of it perfectly. It actually fits inside it. And you can pretty much every single level, you can fit like a 50-minute tutorial house in there. It's huge, you know, it's really huge. But I do have 2 small ones built. I've got a kind of Mott and Bailey style one, which you can edit easily into different styles. I've done the colour scheme thing with that. I've actually split that one up. So you've got it kind of like in the wood, you've got it in the kind of stone, and then you've got it in kind of quartz. So you can actually get a completely different style from it really easily. And the other one I've got is actually built off a real castle, which is kind of near me, which is which when I go through that tutorial, I'll show you the real pictures and how I've recreated it as well. I might do something like that so you can actually see what I was going for when I was actually trying to recreate a real small castle in real life. So hopefully we should have at least one of those up. Should have more of the kind of bigger ones. The town hall, I've been trying to get that out as well. It's just, again, time. But hopefully we should have all of those. And the next kind of subject I wanted to get onto is the Dakr Ages, Dakr Dale. Dakr Ages is almost like the show name, and it kind of fits into a lot of the medieval stuff. All of my medieval stuff, in a way, goes underneath the Dakr Ages, which is obviously a play on words for the Dark Ages. So kind of Dakr Dale, that kind of thing there. I still need to finish that up. I was planning on getting a huge chunk of it recorded last month. Again, H44, threw that out the window. Hopefully I can get that done this month. That's my plan, to get the Season 1 done. It's taken me ages. And then I can get on to everything else. And obviously I'll be waiting for the new map. For me to actually finish the new map. It'll actually push me forwards with the new map as well, so actually getting that done. But hopefully the end of the month we'll actually have the kind of Season 1 of Dakr Dale done. I do get asked, will there be a download? There won't, because of the amount of stuff that gets stolen. The amount of times that I've seen my builds, not just on other servers, but kind of up as downloads of other people saying, look at what I've made, this is incredible, this is what I've done. It's so frustrating. So I might do, if I do get the server up and running, I might do it as kind of like a multiverse thing where you can just warp there, have a look around, have a walk around, but no, the interior is not done. If you've been following my Let's Build Riverwood, you'll know that it actually takes longer to do the interior than it does the exterior, at least with the amount of detail that I go into with it to make it look good. So now we're on to the Isles of Dakros, the kind of medieval map. You guys have seen the kind of update video of that and also been following me, I guess, on Facebook for a while. I haven't posted much about it for a little bit. So let's get on to the kind of what's happening with that, when it's going to roughly be out. It is a big map, so it's kind of very, very difficult to actually tell. But last month I kind of wanted to get some work on it, but I just didn't have time in the end. Currently, what's happened is all of my clients, I've been able to update them to 1.7 because I've now got Camera Studio mod. So what I'm going to have to do with the Dakros map, it was going to be for 1.6 with the 1.6 biomes. I'm going to rebiome the entire thing. Also, now that I've switched to Conquest as well, there's a few little bits that I need to think about when doing those biomes, and also to redo all of the blocks, pretty much all of the actual painting stuff. The terrain's there. I've just got to repaint it with the actual all of the actual blocks, basically, like the layer blocks, you know, what the cliffs are going to be consisted of. So I've got to really play around with that, so that's going to take quite a while. It took me ages to actually do it, the John Smith one as well, which you guys saw in the tutorials for the main kind of switch belts, but because we have all the metadatas with Conquest, it might actually take longer, which is a bit of a shame, but it will look really awesome in Conquest, and also obviously in normal as well. I'm trying to gear it to both of those, but that will be the future Dakr Ages map when we get onto Season 2, when I actually finally finish Season 1, but I'll talk about that in another section. So I've got to redo all of the biomes. Hopefully I should get an update for that out this month. I want to get it done kind of so that I can go straight from Season 1 of kind of finishing Dakr Dale, and I can actually start onto the kind of next one. There's also going to be mini-series coming off that huge map. Hopefully I can get it on a server as well, that you guys can just wander around, see what's happening. That would be really, really cool. So hopefully I'm gonna try and set that up and get all the bucket plugins and all that kind of stuff sorted. I've got a guy I've been talking to who's been really helpful with those kind of things. So that's kind of where that's going to be for a release of that map. Hopefully the end of the month. I want to get it done so that it's literally just done, and you guys can have a play with it. You can start building everything on it. I mean, if you were going to build a city, for example, from one side of the island to the other, take you a couple of years. It's huge. So yeah, that's where we're kind of with that. So we also started the Let's Build Riverwood series, which is a kind of little medieval thing where I'm going into Skyrim, showing you how to take things that are in-game already and then bring them into Minecraft, build them, do the detailing, how you have to edit things, how you have to think about things. That's what that series is about, because the Dakr Ages gives you a really good overview of an entire city, but you don't really see the thought process that's going into it. So I decided to kind of do this little Let's Build series. It was going to be just like that. That was going to be it. That was going to be the season. But I've had quite a lot of support from you guys for that, so that's going to be continuing into other stuff. I'll talk about what I'll probably go into kind of later on. But that's mainly to give you guys the kind of ideas. How do you go from building something, looking at something in Skyrim, and building it in Minecraft? It's that kind of idea, and where do you compromise? Where do you try out stuff, and how to try out stuff as well. The kind of ideas of when you're looking at things, how they correlate, all that kind of stuff. That's what that series is really about, and it's actually been going really good. I'm really enjoying it, even though some of the episodes are ridiculously long, especially the interior episodes. Taking like 45 minutes to do 2 rooms. It's crazy, but hopefully you guys are getting a lot out of that. I actually am learning a lot from you guys as well through that, just because you guys are telling me a lot of like in Conquest, if you do like this certain biome, it'll change to this, and all that kind of stuff is actually completely awesome, because I didn't know it was there. So that's really, really helped me out. What I'll probably do when I get onto the big Dakr Ages map is possibly do a few of those little builds or those little series in there, or I might do like an interior series or something like that, so you get to see the time-lapse and then you get to see the interior being built and all the little details and things like that as a kind of separate video. I'll probably do that as well, because I'll be doing that anyway, especially if it's on a server. I want you guys to explore and really have a proper adventure, really feel like it's a kind of town and those kind of things that happen there. So what am I going to be going on to after? Am I going to be doing more Skyrim? Is also quite a commonly asked question about that series. Yes, at some point, but what I want to do next is I want to go on to Lord of the Rings, do a small little Lord of the Rings type thing. Probably Battle for Middle-earth. And the reason I say Battle for Middle-earth, even though it's a completely different game, it's got all the different types of buildings, like barracks and archery range and houses, and I think it's got houses. It might not have houses, I can't really remember. But I'm going to go back into that and have a play of that. Have a look if I can get good pictures of the models, and then show you how to do it from a completely different angle. Again, trying to show you guys different ways of doing things. So with Skyrim, obviously, you can go right in, you can count the sections, you can figure it out. Whereas this will be from like a completely top view in an RTS style, going, well, how the hell do you turn that into Minecraft? And I'll be going along that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know what race I'm going to do. Possibly Gondor, I think. Probably not Rohan because the Riverwood style is very similar, I guess. There's a lot of things in there with the Nordic kind of hay type roofs, thatched roofs is what I'm trying to say. So possibly Gondor. That might be interesting. It might be different, you know, to see those kind of styles, or possibly Dwarven. Or I'm not really too sure. It depends on what happens. But there is going to be a lot of stuff, and there'll be tutorials coming out of those. Hopefully soon I'm going to be getting the Riverwood tutorials out, or at least start on doing them. Even though if you do follow that series, you can actually do them from what I'm doing, but the tutorials be like a cut down version. Instead of going through my variations, it'll just tell you how to build the entire thing in one go. So there will be tutorials on that as well. So we also had the new Dakr City map up for download. I finally got that done, which meant that Dakr City actually started last month. Hopefully I should have you kind of a couple episodes at least every month. That's what I'm heading for, but obviously the stuff's gone a lot bigger. I'm going to be completely interactive with those as well, which is, you know, I'm going to be listening to you guys a lot, but also what you want to see. Obviously at the minute I'm kind of on one single building, but hopefully by the next episode it should be kind of completed. And I'll just give you guys a choice at the end of where you want me to go next on that map, and where you want me to start doing things. Obviously it'd be nice to actually build, you know, the little island and then go on to other stuff, but if the roads and infrastructure's done there, and I can explain that in those videos and how I've thought about things, which is mainly what that build kind of series is for. There will be like little time lapses as well of the smaller stuff, of the smaller buildings, and the smaller kind of stuff in general on that kind of series. But it's mainly to show you guys what I've done, how I've thought about it, how you guys can do your own or mix it into your world. It's that kind of stuff with that series. So that started again. That's going to be continuing this month. Hopefully 3 to 4 episodes. If I can get one out a week, I'd be really, really happy. But I'm kind of enjoying doing that as well. It's really, really, really fun. And it's nice to get back into that kind of style of stuff as well. So also last month we had the kind of texture pack release of LD Modern, my actual own texture pack. So kind of halfway through the month I just decided I needed a modern texture pack. I wanted to get back into Dakr City, and I couldn't really find anything. Not with the kind of level of detail, especially from using Conquest and having such a variety and such a choice of kind of metadata type blocks, and it to be really tailored around that. I couldn't find anything like that for the modern stuff. Not really. I mean, I was using what was I using before? I think I was using Modern HD, which is a good texture pack, but it just hardly ever gets updated. I think it's finally been updated for like 3 months or something like that, so I wanted one that was going to be updated a lot. I kept on looking for stuff that would work, and in the end I just said, screw it, I'll make my own. So I ended up making my own, and that's been going really, really good actually. So I'm going to have weekly updates on that. The next update, I'm hoping on getting the updates on Wednesday. I think that's my date I'm going to be aiming for. Already the next one you're going to get like tons of stuff. I've just gone kind of nuts a little bit, mainly with the items, because I kind of wanted to go away from blocks. Blocks were really annoying me, so I went in and textured most of the items, at least a lot of them. So there's some really, really cool stuff, and you'll be able to get the next release of that on Wednesday. Also on the Planet Minecraft page, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's something called the update log. If you press that, you can actually see what I've added. I've basically been quite detailed, and I've said I've added this block, I've added this block, you can use the metadata of this block, and added those metadatas, and then there's a picture of the kind of overview of what's been added. That's really, really useful for you guys, especially if you're looking back and you haven't seen that pack before. It'll tell you what's going on. I might do a monthly overview video possibly, just to go through it, because it is starting to get added with a lot of stuff that you need the metadata type things to go through, and if you don't know that they're there, you can't really use them, which is a bit of a shame. But that's going to continue on pretty much for quite a while. When will it be completed as a whole? No idea. I don't know how long it takes to do a texture pack, as this is obviously my first. The other question I keep on getting as well, after you've done this one, can you do a medieval one? No way in hell. There's no way I'm doing a medieval one. Conquest is what I've been using because it's got everything, it's been updated, and Monster Fish is a much better kind of texture pack artist than I am, I guess. So he's kind of got the frame, he's got the ideas in his head to already do it, kind of like I have with the modern pack, but I just haven't got it for the medieval stuff. So that's why I'm not going to be doing that. So also last month I started the survival series Horizons, which is a Feed the Beast mod pack, which you guys can obviously download and play and all that kind of stuff. that's really fun because I haven't really had a survival series. What was it called? Dakr just didn't go very well. I didn't really get into it, but Horizons is really good. It's not got as many mods as some of the other Feed the Beast mod packs, but it's kind of nice as an exploring mod to kind of see things and learn things, and I really want to get back into that. So that's going to be kind of a constant series, hopefully, at least for a little while on the channel. Again, there isn't really a proper structure or schedule for those kind of videos coming out. They're just going to come out when they come out. I should have a couple more coming up next week. Recorded a few of those. I usually do them in batches of like an hour, which gives me 3 episodes, which is quite nice. It's quite nice to actually have those, so I might be able to do that kind of every week, have 3 episodes at least. Kind of as an extra. It won't really be anything else. It'll just be kind of an extra video that I know that some of you guys enjoy, and a lot of you guys have been giving me really good advice as well, because I haven't played the mods for ages. That it's kind of like re-seeing things, and a lot of the stuff that I'm actually learning is from you guys. Can't be bothered with all that wiki stuff or looking at tutorials for it, but when you guys tell me, I'll do this to do this, it's like it makes so much more sense than reading through a lot. So that's going to continue as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Because you've made it to the end of the video, if in your comment you actually put IGN and then put your in-game name for Minecraft, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you to a list of names that I'm going to actually put kind of whitelist on my server when it does come up, because I am planning on hopefully getting that out this month. So if you actually do that, I'll add you to a list. I'll add you to the whitelist so you can get on there early. Basically what I'm going to try and do is the guys that make it all the way through my videos will get something special. I'm going to start putting in these little bits somewhere, especially, so you'll actually get, you know, early access in a way, like a week early or something like that, just so you can wander around and things. There won't be too much else going on, but if I do get my server bigger and I get like plots and stuff like that, you'll go like straight to Architect or whatever it is. But it also means that you're going to get a rank, kind of internal rank, if you can help me with stuff like finding people that have tried to steal my builds. You'll kind of get a rank up or things like that. Currently there's 2 people that have really helped me that I've actually recorded, which are going to be the rank of Lieutenant. But if you guys made it to the end of the video and you just do IGN, then put in your in-game name, I'll make you a Sergeant of the Army of Dakros. So, well, not Dakros, or Dakinus. Depends if you're modern or medieval. No idea. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the support that you've been giving this channel, and I will see you on the next video.